Hello, folks. First, I want to take a few minutes to address a few things, to update a little bit, and clarify something here. Uh, First off, I want to thank everybody for liking the video, sharing the video, those who could contribute to the GoFundMe. I appreciate it more than you'll ever know. Uh, I want to thank Lackluster Media. Please go subscribe to his channel. Thank him. Tell him I sent you over there to thank him, and let him know how much we appreciate what he does. It's through his help that I was able to get it out this far to people. So I appreciate his help tremendously. I hope I didn't break his duck. I apologize for that. Hopefully I don't slip up here because I don't have the capability, the knowledge to edit in a duck. So, but I appreciate him doing that for me because it makes it sound better. Anyway, I do thank everybody and I appreciate it. I want to clear up some of the comments that I've seen about the judge and the chief and whatnot. I want to just clarify that the chief of police in my town is Thomas Day in Mount Holly Springs, Pennsylvania, the borough. He's the chief of police. This incident, both the initial incident that I went out to record and my incident, happened in his district, in his what it's under his command, I guess you'd say. Now, his wife is. I want to make clear that Chief Day and or any of the Holly police were involved in my situation that I know. I don't think any of those were. I think everybody that dealt with me was state police. I don't know the Holly cops, so I don't know exactly who's who. Luckily, I don't. I haven't had any kind of real trouble or anything for many years. And that's the way I liked it. I go to work, I go home. That's pretty much what I do. Anyway, so this happened in Chief Day's territory. His wife is the judge I had to go in front of and defend myself against, or to. So that's where their connection is, and how he fits into this whole thing. Again, they were not, the Holly cops were not involved with me in any way, shape, or form that I am aware of. Now, do husbands and wives talk? Well, I guess, that's how they end up in divorce, lots of them, I guess, right? Anyway, so how that's possible for a chief of police to be overseen by a judge that's his wife is huge conflict of interest, in my humble opinion, and I think in a lot of you folks' opinion too, from some of the comments I've seen. I mean, it's a racketeering scheme that would make the mob blush, But anyway, so I just want to clear that up there. The people who were dressed in the military style gear, the people who came onto my property that violated my First and Fourth Amendment and assaulted me and broke my property were all state police. So I just want to clear that up. Are there connections to be made there? Yes, there's plenty of connections to be made there. But was Chief Day involved as far as any kind of physical, any kind of interaction that I had? Not to my knowledge. So I just wanted to clear that up. Now, as far as in Pennsylvania, when you're charged with disorderly conduct, the prosecution is supposed to show intent. Now, clearly there was no intent on my part to do anything more than to be an objective observer in public officials in the course of their duty. Why cops have a problem with it, I can surmise, and I'm sure you can too. But why cops have a problem? I mean, I'm filmed at work from before I even get on the property. There's film of me going to work. There's video of me arriving to work. There's video of me that's over top, up in the corner, that watches me all day long. So it was good for the goose. If you have got nothing to hide, you have got nothing to fear. You know, that old tired phrase. Anyway, I don't want to divert into those kind of things. I want to try to stick to topic here. So they're supposed to show intent, and clearly, like I said, there was no intent on my part to do anything but be an objective observer. Anything their kind to claim was disorderly was clearly provoked. I did not initiate any contact, any engagement with those officers. I even asked them to stay back and to not interfere with me. And I also asked him to step back off of my property. And you can see all those things in the video, which clearly meant nothing to him. And also keep in mind the times we were in right then. I mean, this happened back in January 17th. I'd been laid off in October because of the COVID thing. And it was real tough. I hadn't received any kind of preparation for this. It was laid off. Unemployment. I tried to go to get unemployment. I had letters from my company that this was due to the COVID. They had Pennsylvania's unemployment system is crazy. The system it's antiquated at best, unfriendly to use. Nobody was answering phones. The only way you could contact them was to email, and it took a month to get any kind of response. And it wasn't that person then picked up your case, saw you through, and then it would go back into the queue when they would give you some cheap ass response and then throw you back into the queue. And it might be another month before you get any kind of response again. So it was a back and forth. It was crazy. It was after January, I think, 2nd, when I first started receiving any kind of unemployment compensation. So I was broke, dead broke. And like I said, I just started back to work March 11th. So I've just recently started back to work. I'm trying to get back on my feet. Everything, so it's been tough, and I'm not the only one. I'm not saying woe's me, because I know many people are in the same situation, and some even a lot worse than what I've gone through. And I can understand that. I can sympathize, and I wholeheartedly wish we all stood up and stopped all this nonsense. But again, I don't want to get off topic. Anyway, if you remember, this happened. I just got up. This was January 17th. I just got up, had some coffee made. I went out, opened my blinds in my living room, sat there with coffee, and was cruising through my phone when I saw these military guys go by. Now, like I said, keep in mind, we had just gone through a crazy election, all the media circus from that, the media circus from the crazy, Capitol incident and whatnot that all happened there. One of the girls, I guess, that was involved in that was supposed to have stolen Nancy Pelosi's laptop, happened to be from Harrisburg, which is roughly 30 minutes from where I'm located. I didn't know if that's what it was. I didn't know if these were National Guard that were there doing some type of reconnaissance. So I didn't know. I mean, like I said, there was no way for us. They didn't tell anybody nothing. I thought I was documenting history. The other gentleman who was arrested with me, arrested later on in his video, you can see, he thought it was militia going down through town. And I think I'd have probably been a lot safer had it been militia. So take that for what you will. So I mean, that was the times that was going on and stuff. And as far as the hearing went in front of this judge, it was a sham from start to go. When we got there and stuff, she started right off the bat chastising me for my mask. It kept, when I was talking, it kept riding down and stuff. And she kept, and she made a point to let me know that her mask fits fine, and so does the officers. Okay, tax money is wonderful, I guess, but I wasn't receiving, free masks from my government and the taxpayers and stuff. So I didn't say anything like that, though. I said, ma'am, I'm doing the best with what I have to work with. And she's like, excuse me, would you like me to get you a mask? I said, sure. If you have a mask, I'll wear a mask. Well, all of a sudden then, the mask wasn't an issue. I didn't stop riding down every time I tried to talk and stuff, but all of a sudden, I never received a mask. She never got me a mask, and it was no longer an issue. It was just her way of command and control, showing me who's in charge, I guess, and to try to intimidate me and stuff. I'm not somebody who intimidates very well. I don't. It is what it is, and I don't. So anyway. So that was the mask thing. I asked, there's no record of the hearing. I asked her if there was going to be any record of it, and she said, no, we don't do that here. And I said, well, am I allowed to record? And she said, you can audio record. I said, okay. When she, I couldn't do it on my phone because I had a lot of information on my phone. The videos were on my phone, everything that I was using to try to prove my case. I asked my buddy that was there, the witness. I asked him if he could record. He couldn't figure out on his phone how to just record audio. So I asked the judge if I could record video but cover up the camera, so it was only going to just be audio. She wouldn't allow that, so there is no record. As hearing, I questioned why I was not allowed to face my accuser. This officer, the female officer, is the one that came, the one who put the charges on me, even though she was not the one who arrested me. She's not the one who told me I was under arrest. She's not the one who handcuffed me. She's not the one who took me up over the hill and put me in the back of a car. The lady was, she had my arm when we went across the street. Then she left go of my arm, and then when I went to hand off the phone to, while I'm in cuffs, I went to try to hand the phone out of my pocket to the other guy that was arrested, and that's when she leaked out and snatched my phone, and then which I never received back until they delivered me back to my house and put me under house arrest for an hour. But anyway, so that's where she was. She was not, like I said, I had no real involvement. No, I was never in her custody, never alone in her custody, nothing. So wasn't allowed to face my accuser. Caught the cop in a lie when I was cross-examining her. I objected to the judge that she just contradicted herself. The judge snapped at me. I heard what she said. Don't tell me how to do my job. I said, ma'am, I'm just bringing up the point that she's contradicting herself. She said, I heard her. And then let her continue to lie, bring up that lie like 3-4 more times through the rest of the hearing. As far as I tried to show my video, part one, she said I had to show it to the officer first. I said, okay. Showed it to the officer. I was explaining some things that, some key points to the thing and stuff. And she just says, Your Honor, I object. This is irrelevant. And the judge said, yeah, I agree. And so my video evidence was not relevant. It doesn't show anything of relevance. So in case you people are making assumptions, it's bunk. Don't worry about it. Just ignore the video. Then when I went to try to, I brought my witness up to try to question him, and establish that these charges were nothing but retaliatory charges, that, they tried to claim at first that him and during that day that him and I were working in cahoots. Now I knew this gentleman from my childhood, and I mean childhood, under 10 years old. Him and my older brother were great friends. I'd seen him a couple times, like in my up until 20, a couple times. Like I said, but I really hadn't seen him in many, many years. I did not recognize him. He did not recognize me. I look a lot different than I did back then. And anyway, and established that that's the reason they arrested him was because I went to give him my phone for safekeeping. I think they cloned my phone or something. I have no proof of that, but they came up with my phone number somehow on the computer screen. Now I have not been involved with any kind of state police since I've had this phone and this number. Where they come up with my phone number, I don't know. Mystery. Did they use their Stingray? I don't know what kind of technology they have, and they won't tell you either. So that was pretty much the case, and I brought up the Supreme Court rulings that cops are not there to protect you. It's basically nothing more than a PR campaign, and a very successful one because people believe it wholeheartedly, but it is not true. Supreme Court has ruled numerous times, as recently as the park. What was it? The school shooting in Florida, where the officer stood outside while the kids was in there shooting, and refused to go inside. In that case, the officer was not held accountable because he is under no obligation to protect those kids, and that's what the Supreme Court has ruled numerous times. And not my opinion. It's what it is. So. And if you see in the video, as soon as the only time the guys took cover is when they saw me. They all ducked behind so if someone was coming out of that building shooting, it wasn't my butt that they were looking to secure and safe passage or anything like that. They were protecting their own asses. So anyway, I just want to make that point as far as. It's all for your safety. And when the officer finally, when the judge finally gave my decision, she said, irregardless of what you think, cops are there to protect you. I mean, irregardless of what I think, it's not a think, it's what the Supreme Court, what they think, irregardless of what they think, I'm supposed to still believe this falsity. So anyway, I don't, and it's not true. And people need to understand that it's PR, it's propaganda. When propaganda is used on your own people, it's called PR, public relations. And if you don't understand that, you need to research who Edward Bernays is, and a pretty good documentary you can find. I think you'll find it on YouTube, even though they're censoring a whole bunch of stuff. Is The Century of Self. Good documentary on a lot of stuff. Will open your eyes to a few things if you're interested. Anyway, I'm trying to keep this pretty short as the best I can. Apparently, Susan Day is not going to be running for re-election, from what I understand. It's up between, I guess, our two top candidates are 30-year state police officer to take over where Ms. Day is going to leave off, I guess. You have 30 years in that indoctrination. You think you're going to be fair to when it comes up against chastising your own. I mean, it's very rare that somebody can overcome those kinds of things personally with their biases and stuff like that. So his name's Friedman, I think, and definitely won't be voting for him. The other guy is John Sugar. He used to be a public defender. He's been on ethics boards. And from what I understand, he's certified that he can rise to, I think, the Pennsylvania State Supreme Court. So I'm going to go for him. I haven't voted. I haven't been registered to vote for anybody since Ron Paul. And I quit after that sham of what they did to him and stuff. And I find no real use in it anymore, but I did re-register. The good thing about this is these guys are on both Democrat and Republican tickets. I guess I didn't know they could do that, but I guess in this situation, because the positions, I guess, that they're both Democrat and Republican tickets, I think enough of the tyranny. Let's put someone in there, at least has some capability to see through some of the nonsense that's being perpetrated on the people that are footing the bill for all this stuff. Again, I just want to. So that's what I'm going to do as far as that goes. And anybody local that can help, please don't put a state police 30-year state police guy in as a district justice. It's not equal. It won't give fair justice to the people that come across this kinds of nonsense. As of right now, I still don't have a lawyer. I've taken some of the people who have suggested people. I've sent out Lackluster's video and asked for them to see if they could help me and stuff. I haven't heard back from judges. Lawyers that I contacted before told me that I wasn't beat up enough. My property damage wasn't enough, even though my rights were. But these are constitutional lawyers that I tried to contact and stuff. But it wasn't worth it to them to fight the battle. So that's where I stand with that. I contacted the ACLU. They said, they reviewed my original videos and stuff, and they said, they can't help me at this time. They're a small organization, funding and whatnot. I contacted them, local media that did a little blurb. It's the link is connected to my YouTube page there. Contacted them and stuff, and months ago and stuff. Never replied to me. They did a little blurb of an incident in Mount Holly that shut down Route 34. State police weren't releasing any information at the time, and that's all I could find. There wasn't the other Penn Live is the other local station that I was looking through, and they had a little blurb about it in their paper. But again, it said at the time state police, and I have not seen anything official as to what exactly. I've heard stories and stuff. Apparently, this started around 3 o'clock in the morning. When the state police came on scene, I don't know, but they were supposedly here for 4.5 hours, before it was all done. And like I said, after I was arrested, I was put in the car for I figured it was at least an hour. Then I was released. As far as I was put under house arrest, I was taken to my home, back to my home. They gave me that's when I finally got my phone back. And not only did they give me my phone back, they gave me the other guy's phone back. Not only that, and his wallet. That they were concerned about me giving him my property, but they had no concern about them giving me his property, his wallet and everything. Luckily, like I said, I knew where he was, and then I saw him later walking down the street after an hour. But he told us if we were. But him and they separated us completely, and after he went up, I didn't see him again. So I want to try to close this up here. Please share if you know any lawyers that will help. Share my information. Give them contact. Tell them how to get in touch with me. I just want to thank you again from the bottom of my heart. It's very humbling, and I thank you very much. Peace.